So the next thing that I want to do is basically texture the ceiling panel here, as well as this individual wall piece here for the doorway, because it's a different material than the walls. So if I pull up my reference, just put it over here, you can see that it's a unique color than the rest of the wall panels. It's more of a tannish green, so we'll go for something a lot closer to that. Basically, it's a lot darker than everywhere else on the walls. And we're not following this exactly to a T, so you can have a full range of what you actually want to do with this. Let me just minimize that. So first thing I'll do is add a quick material. So there's a grain material here. So there's a plastic grain. I'll drag and drop. And then I'll go to where it says projection, change it from UV to triplanar. And I'll just downscale this, so you can get a little bit of texture on these walls. Maybe that's a little too harsh, so we can make it a little smaller than that. That looks good. Now we just need to take away the color or just change the color. I think it'd be fine if we maybe change the color. So it looked like it was a color maybe closer to this. I'll right click, add a black mask. Then I'll go to polyfill, drag select over this section. And what I'll do is add a slight pattern to this, just to, you know, add some more complexity to it. So I'll go to plastic, drag and drop, change material or metal and roughness, just toggle those off. I'll go to this tab here in the textures, and I'll find something that looks okay to me to use. And this looks fine right here, this fabric square. Drag it on top of the base. You could tile this as much as you like. And you see how we reached a cap at 16. You can actually type in a higher coordinate to make it even smaller. And then you can drag select even more. And what I'll do is change the opacity, bring it down so it's slightly, so you can still see it slightly. It looks good. What I'll do is right click, add a black mask. Once again, I'll just choose the areas that make up the wall. This looks really good. I'm satisfied with this here. It's nice and sleek. And lastly, we'll finish up with this last ceiling piece here. So what I'll do is go back to materials, grab that plastic grain, drag and drop, just scale it down. And this looks fine right here. I'm satisfied with this. So what I'll do is go to color, actually take off metal. I'll just go to color, change this to a light bluish color. It's always tricky when you're dealing with white because you don't want it to be white, especially dealing with the Unreal Engine. It doesn't take too well to absolute black or white, so just be cautious of those. And I actually could have added more edge loops to this to break away this and make it transition a lot better. As you can see with this corner here, looks a lot more realistic than without it. So this is a good place to stop it here. Actually, let me right click and add a black mask to this so I can only have it affect this area here. So I'll drag select over it. And this is good. We'll save it. So here we are. To go about exporting your textures out of Substance Painter, you want to go to File, Export Textures, or press Control-Shift-E, and then you're going to get this menu right here. And basically what you want to do is choose the output directory where you want your textures to go. We're going to select this area, go to your Substance Painter folder, wherever you save that at. And mine is inside the interior panels, all in one, Substance Painter. And instead of going to the Substance Painter folder, I'm going to create a new one. So right click, go to New Folder, and I'm going to name this Panel _ Textures _ all in one, so I know that these are all sharing the same texture set. I'm going to dive into this folder by double clicking it, pressing select folder. Now for the output template, I want to leave this where it is, or actually we can go down to where Unreal Engine 4 PECT, and that's going to customly create the texture sets so we can plug them into Unreal Engine. So now we just choose the size we want. And the size we want is whatever your computer can handle. Mine can handle 4K, and I think that's what I want mine to be, since we actually worked in 4K. But more often than none, you want it to be smaller, so maybe 2048, but 4K is what I'm going for. So with that being said, I can now just press export. And now it's converting it over for us. It's almost done. Now it's complete. So now we can just exit out and close out of Substance Painter.